Hello, my name is Martin Herbert and I'm Engineering Lead at Nivalis-Tech. Nivalis are a specialist pipe cleaning company specifically specialising in the process of ice pigging, which is what I'm going to talk to you about today. With ever increasing pressure on environmental standards, manufacturing quality and costs, existing pipe cleaning solutions are becoming simply inadequate. On this slide, I have the three most commonly used processes: water flushing, conventional pigging, and chemical cleaning. Water flushing is probably the most common way that a pipe is cleaned if there's something in it that you don't want to be there. But it's slow, especially in large diameters, very inefficient, and can generate very large waste volumes. At the other end of the spectrum is conventional pigging, putting a solid piston in a pipeline. This is great if you've got a pipeline specifically designed for the process with the correct launch and receive stations, and it's the same diameter all the way through with the correct type of bends. But it's just very intrusive and disruptive if you haven't got a line set up for it, and the worst case scenario could cause complete blockage and major outage or significant downtime for a pipeline. Then somewhere in between these two you have chemical cleaning, which can be an effective solution if you can target a particular debris or material in a pipeline with a specific chemical, but it's also very expensive, it can be very hazardous, and it's not very environmentally friendly when you consider often the downstream disposal problems. So this brings us on to the topic of this presentation, ice pigging, a completely different process for cleaning pipelines which reduces waste, saves time, and very importantly, saves money. Ice pigging is used for a number of different purposes, whether that's clearing debris from a newly manufactured pipeline system, effectively and routinely cleaning a production system maybe every 3 or 4 hours during a routine manufacturing process, helping in the elimination of biofilm from a water system, removing some sort of foreign body contamination which is in a system and shouldn't be there, or removing the buildup of unwanted sediments or residues that resulted from routine ongoing manufacturing during a maintenance cycle. Some of the results we get from using the process of ice pigging are improved output quality of the pipeline, enabling systems to reach the required manufacturing standards, preventing damage to inline equipment, minimising downtime for remediation, reducing waste, and increasing overall efficiency. Why is ice pigging better, and how does it actually work? Well, the key thing to understand about ice pigging is that the ice will flow through a pipeline in a way that is completely different from that of a conventional Newtonian fluid. The ice moves like a plug, made up of very small ice crystals and a fluid, and is able to flow, but generally moves as a solid body through the pipeline. This scrapes the pipe walls, but also means that it very effectively picks up debris within the body of the ice and rapidly removes it from the pipeline in a single pass. The ice is formed from 95% water and with a small amount of an additive that we have to add to enable its flow properties. And this gives us a whole range of process benefits and performance. So it can be implemented in a huge range of pipe diameters, from 5mm all the way up to 500mm and even bigger in some situations. Yet it can flow through bends, changes in diameter, valves, inline equipment, really anything that a fluid will flow around, the ice can be made to flow around as well. It's easily retrofitted as a result with minimal changes to the pipeline and easy to connect in and just inject the ice into the start of the pipeline and remove at the end. It's a single pass rapid process where ice is injected, pushed through with water or another fluid and removed at the end, typically taking a matter of minutes and maybe in a few hours in a very, very big pipeline. It's very low risk, both in terms of damage and the ice becoming stuck. If it were to get stuck, it simply melts, but it's also a soft clean. It's not aggressive and doesn't scrape or damage internal coatings or the inner surface of a pipeline. Because it's majority water, it's usually simple to dispose of at the end of the line, and it's also easily detectable with temperature, and also using the additive content we can ensure that all the ice has been removed by using simple instruments at the pipeline outlet. Its shear thinning properties allow controlled flow but effective cleaning without excessive pressure in the pipeline. And when it's not required routinely or every day on a pipeline, we don't need to do a permanent installation. We can bring a machine, temporarily connect it, inject ice, clean, and then take the equipment away again. It's compatible with a huge range of pipe systems, everything from fuel to water to in-factory systems producing everything from paint to toothpaste. With improved cleaning performance, the benefits of ice pigging are self-evident. If you can clean and remove debris much more effectively, in some cases an order of magnitude more effectively, you can save time. If you can do things faster, you can minimise disruption, and that saving in time and disruption will lead to cost benefits, meaning you are more efficient. You can save water and, importantly, reduce waste, reduce the use or the requirement for chemicals, and therefore improve environmental sustainability. You can reduce risk because you reduce the chances of pipeline blockages. You can remove debris from pipelines that can cause problems with inline equipment. And you can actually, in many cases, reach a higher standard of clean than you would have been able to with previous technologies, improving your overall quality output and the maintenance and optimization of a pipeline. I'm going to stop talking for a moment and show a quick video which I hope will bring ice pigging to life. Hopefully that gave an interesting overview of ice actually in operation. Hopefully by this stage in the presentation you've got a feel for what ice pigging does and what it's capable of doing as a pipe cleaning technology. But how does Nivalis actually enable the implementation of ice pigging? Well, it largely fits into two categories. The first is that we build equipment for our customers to use in a bespoke permanent installation. This could be in a factory, a piece of equipment which is permanently installed and fully automated and delivers ice pigging 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Or it could be a manually operated system used for routine maintenance on a site, or even a complete set of water utility equipment for a customer anywhere in the world to deliver ice pigging as a service. The other way in which we deliver ice pigging is for one-off applications or infrequent use. We will deliver ice pigging ourselves using our own equipment, fully delivering an ice pigging operation with the Nivalis team from start to finish, the planning and the delivery and the reporting of that process. We operate across a whole range of different applications in a number of different sectors: defence, pharmaceutical, automotive, high-value engineering, cosmetics, surface coatings and paints, and maritime. All these sectors have completely different demands, but what they have in common is numerous critical pipework systems that need to be cleaned to a very high standard. I'm going to move on to give a few examples of what our customers say about ice pigging in their particular applications. My first example is in paints and coatings. A customer who says that without ice pigging they would simply not be able to operate the line they run that produces a very environmentally paint product, completely free of biocides. Ice pigging enables them to really effectively clean that line with minimal water usage and enabling them to operate the site in a sustainable way. My next example is a defence customer. Lots of defence systems have to be flushed to a very high level of cleanliness, and this can take huge periods of time and use significant volumes of liquid. In this instance, just one of many examples across defence we have, the customer is able to reduce their flushing programme in a pipework system from 6 months down to 1 month, with around 1 week's worth of ice pigging, in total 1 month, with enabling works and other final flashing and validation. In a pharmaceutical site, the use of ice pigging as part of a biofilm remediation plan was absolutely critical to getting a pure water system back online, which had actually been in quarantine and not possible to operate for 6 months. And my final example is one of our water utility customers who uses our equipment 5 days a week and cleans up to 150 kilometres of water main in their utility municipal sector area per year, which makes a huge difference to the water quality output of their network. Now I want to move on just to show you our range of equipment that we have to offer, either for sale or for service purposes. Starting with our smallest equipment, this is what we call the NIV 200D range, which can either be used as pure delivery system or a combined delivery and production system where ice can be produced into it. This is aimed for non-domestic hot water systems that could be in a hospital or a small plant or a hotel or a care home for troubleshooting problems in small pipe work. It could be biofilm or other contamination, looking at pipe sizes from around 5 to 50 millimetres. This equipment can be easily transported, moved around the world easily, even on an aircraft on as normal cargo, and moved into small spaces to access those smaller systems. Next we have medium scale equipment, again available either for one-off services from the Nivalis fleet or for sale as a complete unit to be used by an end customer. This is generally higher specification due to the economies of scale. The bigger equipment built to very, very high hygiene standard if required, can be fully automated, either installed temporarily or permanently installed and integrated into a plant's own SCADA system. We do this equipment built into a shipping container for easy movement and deployment in areas and applications like dockyards, and this is used in maritime systems, chemical plants, paints and coatings, high value engineering, and also fast moving consumer good factories. And it fits very well in pipe sizes typically found in factories anywhere from 5 to 100 millimetres in diameter. A very good piece of equipment, which is very versatile in how it can be applied. Moving through this logical sequence, the next type of equipment is the larger scale equipment for plant cleans. Typically this isn't permanently installed, although that is an option. This is normally brought in and deployed for remediation or in a planned shutdown. And it's a modular system. One module is what we call a NIV 2000. Typically this is containerized, although again it can be mounted on different types of vehicle or packaged in a different way if required. And we ourselves have multiple modules of this system. In this picture you can see 2 NIV 2000 modules giving a total capacity of around 4.5 tonnes of ice. This is typically used on a range of applications, ship systems, factory water systems, oil and gas and chemical plants, and aimed at diameters in the scale of 25 to 200 millimetres. And finally, extra large equipment. This is for really large systems, pipe systems. Again, it takes a modular approach so you can have multiple delivery tankers. This is typically a system which uses a dedicated ice making depot. So we install this at a customer's site, and then HGV tankers which can transport anything between 2 and 15 tonnes of ice in each tanker to an application. Generally used in the water and wastewater industries, it can also be applied in industrial applications as well. And pipe sizes for this type of equipment generally range from around 150 millimetres up to 600 millimetres, although larger diameters have been proven to be effective all the way up to around 1000 millimetres or a metre in diameter. This is really the big heavy duty equipment for very large scale ice pigging applications. To summarise, we like to say that ice pigging is cleaner, faster, smarter and greener. It's cleaner because it can more effectively remove contamination or anything that's in the pipe that shouldn't be there than many other competing technologies. It's also capable of doing this far faster, minimising downtime and water usage. It's smarter. Its increased efficiency, driven by the change in flow characteristics, makes it a more effective technology. And it's greener, more environmentally sustainable, reducing the use of chemicals, production of effluent and water inputs. If you've made it all the way to this slide, thank you very much for listening to this presentation. I hope it's been of interest to you. Please do contact Nivalis if you need any other information or got any questions about ice pigging. The email address is below, and we really look forward to hearing from you about your application for ice pigging. Thank you. Goodbye.